3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Stories from the Unbound Shores. Where we last left off, in the middle of a admittedly somewhat janky session, as I was on a different computer in a different city. The party had found what appeared to be the source of the magical mist, and presumably what had also been messing with their minds, or perhaps that of the nightmare. In that it was coming from Eric, the warlock who they had found on their travels about a week ago, collapsed from exhaustion. But upon finding him to be his unconscious body to be the source of this, they tried a few things, like detect magic, spell magic, identify, and eventually remove curse, which had a unexpected result, in that it did succeed. However, there was a
big bada boom.
Effectively an explosion, not one that, like, I believe it was just a scream, so it was psychic damage, if I recall. It didn't, like, actually blow up the house.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. And then, at some point shortly after, my computer restarted without my consent. So, here we are.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Based on where tokens got left and how things kind of went on purely verbally from my perspective after that, I think you guys are back in the tavern, trying to finish resting after having fixed, well, not fixed, but, like, done your best to heal the good Dr. Emily, who had been overseeing Eric, and caught in the outburst.
Yeah, I think we were going to attempt to sleep the rest of the night, or whatever it was, until the gnomes would awaken, and then we would check on Eric after they had all rested. So, we'll finish our long rest, whatever was left of the 4 hours, and then I guess we'll just chat until the gnomes wake up.
Alright. Unless there is any roleplay that you guys wish to initiate, we can complete the long rest and keep things moving.
I think that there would be. Just because I know that Roland is curious if Melisari has any insights into what they just dealt with.
I mean, I think we roleplayed a little bit, didn't we? I don't really remember end of last session well. Anyway, regardless. Sleeping first, though, right?
Yeah.
We're trancing. Yeah.
We finish our rest, but then we still have to wait 4 hours for everybody else to get up.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know, my brain processed that whole conversation as, unless there are things you wanted to talk about before sleeping. Which I'm like, no, we sleep first.
I processed it
Explain this
as
before.
if we want to talk about anything before we roleplay with NPCs,
Yeah.
and I do think that we would talk, since we've got 4 hours to
Yeah.
while away. I think.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Mm.
I processed poorly.
But I think that Roland would start that off saying, I did not see what entity was that was trying to take Eric away. The remove curse seemed to work. Have you encountered an entity like this before? Did you see it at all with your magic?
Actually, that's a good question. I don't remember what you told me I saw when we got to Eric.
What everyone saw was that he was borderline floating out of his bed, being kind of pulled up from the middle. And you saw the mist that you'd been seeing through detect magic more or less pouring out of his mouth.
Yeah. Was there anything holding him up, though? It was just him.
You didn't see anything with detect magic that was holding him up, no.
Okay.
But as soon as the spell was cast, of course, not detect magic, but like move curse was cast, he went back to normal.
Speaking of, actually, did it all just instantly disappear, or did it take a minute to dissipate? The fog and stuff.
The fog took maybe a minute or so to dissipate, but not super long. Although I think, in retrospect, I shouldn't have answered that question because I think you had stopped using detect magic before it was over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably accurate.
So as far as you know, those mist could still be there.
Hang on, I'm double checking something. Yeah, detect magic is concentration. And I had dropped it for protect evil and good. Protection from evil and good. We're not protecting the evil.
Protect the evil. From the evil.
Protect it. Anyway. I wanted to say, though, that I was gonna cast, it sometime in the morning anyway, before we started really doing things. Doing, anyway. Talking is fine, but...
Alright.
Anyway, I can answer Roland's question first, I suppose. You had said when we first saw the fog that I hadn't, or I couldn't think of, anything that would be that powerful other than, like, a lair effect. Do I have any different opinions after seeing Eric?
Roll me a... either your choice of religion or Arcana.
I'm gonna actually do religion. And that's a 26.
Good roll. Out of curiosity, what is that on the die?
18.
Okay, then.
Yeah. They finally like me again.
Well, has to happen sometime.
Mm-hmm. Probably just
So-
that one roll.
So, here's the good news and the bad news. Good news is... Well, actually, yes, start with the news. The bad news is you're not sure what it is. The good news is you're fairly certain that since you don't know what it is, that it's something new. Something that's not really been documented before.
I feel like that's the bad news.
Eh,
I
they're
mean, I
kind
guess
of
it's good for
bad.
me, but...
Take your pick. Call whichever one you...
I think they're both.
Fair enough. All right. So trope aside, that's what you get.
It's like, so there's good news and bad news. I don't know exactly what it is. It's probably something new. Okay, well, what's the bad news? Oh no, that's both. Sorry, I was
No, I thought you were just going in with that in character as an
no,
explanation to
no.
the
I'm
other two.
sorry.
Seems
That was me
random,
messing
eh?
around. That was way too brave for Mel. Sorry.
It is a new creature.
That was super quiet.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet.
It is a new creature or a new entity, a person involved in as like new what? A new spell?
I really don't know. I really couldn't say. I don't know what could have caused this. I will tell you when we arrived at the cabin, for lack of a better word, I guess. What I saw there, what I saw out here was a fog of enchantment magic. What I saw in there was that fog just spewing forth from Eric with no apparent source well, him being the source certainly, but nothing else influencing him, which is, to my knowledge, thus far undocumented. My first thought was that the only thing I could think of that would be powerful enough to affect so large of an area would be a lair effect, like we saw it in the Beholder's Lair. But I'm not convinced anymore. Right, DM, that about sums it up.
Yep, everything's on point.
Just gonna see as Roland is applying his armor to himself, is watching you give this explanation, and the troubled look in his eyes, his expression is a bit fearful. He says, "Well, none of that sounds good for us. If the curse was removed and nothing remains to investigate, how can we learn more about it until it happens again? And then who might get hurt?"
Well, we start with Eric. Start by finding out what he's feeling, what he remembers, what he remembers really of, if he remembers anything from last night, had any dreams or anything along those lines, or if he remembers anything from his delirium and what sparked all that madness. That's where we start. Beyond that, though, it'll depend on what we hear from him.
The fact that he could produce this effect that took control of our ally, Nightmare, is certainly concerning. Who else might fall under the sway of his uncontrolled magic? In any event, sorry, I am, how do you say, spiraling on things that we cannot know yet. I agree. Let us go and question him once he is awake.
Melisar just kind of nods, thoughtful.
Do you have any thoughts on this, Ariane?
No, I think I think we have to talk to him when he wakes.
Hmm.
All right. That sounds like a cue to move forward with things, if I'm not
Actually,
mistaken.
sorry, I'm gonna pop in and just have Melisari look to roll and kind of have her head cocked slightly. Are you able to cast Commune? So that might be another option.
Let me check my spell list. I think the answer is yes.
I believe so. I'm pretty sure you
Yes.
have once.
When in doubt, ask the gods.
Yes, I do have the ability to cast Commune.
Mm-hmm. Do you
I've
want?
used it to great effect in the past.
Alright. Let us think a moment. What questions can we ask to...
Although it may still be best to wait until after we speak to Eric, as that may raise more questions than it answers.
I'm certain it will, but I'm thinking that... and, you know, obviously this is open for debate, but I am thinking that asking now, we can at least determine if it will be safe to ask him later, if it is, in fact, safe for any reliable amount of time, or if there is still a danger that needs to be dealt with. We could ask, you know, if he will give truthful answers when we talk to him next, or if he is still under the influence of whatever this spell or creature or effect was. Things that can let us know upfront if any testimony he gives is reliable. These are things that could be important. Not that they necessarily are.
Well, we do also have another option. I could cast Divination, which would give me a single answer regarding our goal. Something perhaps asking or regarding the safety of waiting to speak with him. And then any sort of truthfulness I could probably sort out with Detect Thoughts. I hope. Though I suppose if there's unknown magics at play, it's possible that that could be influenced as well. It's hard to tell. You know, unknown.
Indeed. It could be that he is not lying if he does not know he is lying.
Still, I think that that's a question we can ask after we get some answers.
Very well. It was simply a thought I had, that we could alleviate perhaps some of the concern ahead of time. It is fine, however we go about this. I am not too concerned, except for the safety of the people here in the village.
Alright, then I will cast Divination and ask...
Before you do so, do you have your divination rolls?
Portents? Hang on.
That's the one, yeah. Portents rolls.
We did all make sure everybody's marked your sheet. We got a long rest already.
Yep. Portent says I have a crit whenever I want, and 7.
Okay. Then I would like to remind you of one of the features of your recently acquired magic item.
Oh, I'm not full of that.
Specifically, I believe it is called Omen.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Which might also accomplish what it is you're trying to do.
Divination doesn't actually. Well, okay, no, it cost me some gold, but otherwise doesn't cost me anything though.
Well, I don't. Oh, is there a ritual?
What?
Says a ritual?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I fucking love being a mage, dude. Other spellcasters just suck.
Need your ritual casting, do ya?
I mean, don't get me wrong, getting additional spell slots is nice too, but additional prepared spells?
I mean, most people get additional
haven't-
preferred spells.
Well,
Clerics probably get the most in the game.
I mean, in terms of additional beyond what you can via the ritual tag.
Oh no, I mean, but that's what clerics also, their subclass gives them 8 or 10 extra prepared spells that don't count
Oh,
against.
yeah, true.
Yeah, but they also have to prepare the rituals. They can't cast them if they're not prepared.
I'm not talking about rituals.
Yeah.
Well,
Also,
understands
you
that.
can just take the ritual caster feat as a cleric, and then you cast rituals exactly the same as a wizard.
Huh.
You don't have to prepare them anymore.
Why did I think that was a different... Or rather, why did I think that worked differently? Anyway.
So you were going to cast divination, and I pointed out a possible option.
And I said, I like my dice. Yeah. So I'm gonna say, alright, so we want to divine whether any additional events will occur before we are able to speak with Eric again.
Effectively, yes. Yes. That is a reasonable way of putting it.
Do you have a suggestion?
I would have said, whatever effect. I would ask if whatever effect was on Eric until we intervened last night will continue to affect anyone within the Gnomish village now that we have intervened, I think is what I would say.
That'd be specific enough for the spell.
Does it need to be more or less specific?
Well, the question needs to relate to a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within the next 7 days. So I was treating my query as the event in particular being, well,
Speaking to him.
speaking to him, yes.
Yes, this is sensible. And so, prior to speaking to him, leading up to speaking to him, in relation to speaking to him, this effect will affect people within the Gnomish village. Yes or no? Will speaking to him put anyone in the Gnomish village in danger? He's going to be looking between Aurelion and Melisari, like, looking for some sort of feedback.
The feedback is just in Melisari's face of puzzlement. Thinking.
Shrug. No.
This is tricky.
And this is why not everyone can use magic. It's not easy.
She kind of half raises an eyebrow, but doesn't respond.
Will anyone in the Gnomish village come to harm before we can speak with Eric? This meets requirements, no?
Only concern with that question would be, say someone stubs their toe. They've come to harm, but it wasn't relevant to us. So perhaps will anyone in the Gnomish village come to harm as a result of us waiting to speak with Eric? Or come to harm from
Eric?
The problem is you can get off on a technicality with that one if Eric is not the cause per se.
since we expect to speak to Eric very soon, during the next few hours, and everyone is asleep currently, could we not suspect that there is not a natural way for any of them to come to harm between then and now? And say that even if the answer is yes to coming to harm, the reason is not likely to be used up at all?
Her lips kind of draw into a smirk. Have you never gotten up in the middle of a rest period and found yourself tripping over something?
Myself? No. Because I trance for 4 hours and am aware of myself. I have dark vision, and was always surrounded by other drow who were looking out for each other.
My point is, it can happen.
But my point is, so what if it does? If we get a yes to this question, then we have reason to be concerned. We're concerned anyway. If it is so difficult to come up with a question for this divination, then I will simply use commune now. Then I can ask 3 questions. And be very specific about them. They are not have to be related to this event or fate. They can be on anything.
She looks unamused. There's a way to do it if we show a little bit of patience.
Hey. Then please show me.
Okay, I have posted another suggestion.
Seems reasonable. Aurelian? Can I ask this question, yes?
Will anyone in the Gnomish village come to harm from Eric or related magics before we speak to him? Is the question. For our viewers.
Seems fine to me.
Well, then I will spend 10 minutes casting divination.
Right.
Okay. Let me pull that back up. Alright. Nope. No, went back too far. Alright, so you spend 1 minute. Sorry, not 1 minute. 10 minutes and 6 seconds. Casting the spell. Alright, so. my question to you before this is, what deity are you attempting to ask this of?
Technically, the spell doesn't make me choose.
Kind of does if you read the material component.
Oh, yeah, good point. It also says
Because it's
that
typically, because like before the expanded spell list,
Yeah,
it
no,
wasn't
I
available
know.
to.
Which is still dumb, but whatever. It does also say my religion, which would,
You,
to best knowledge, be Sayanine. But I don't
Okay.
know that she is the most helpful entity in this.
I mean, as you are not a cleric, I will let it be just whatever you have picked, basically. Like in the future, it will probably be like whenever you buy the component, you'll pick who it's
Yeah.
to. But since it's kind of ambiguous at the moment, you can just pick who it's to now, and we'll go from there. Yours or someone else's.
You know what? For simplicity's sake, let's just go with Sayanine,
Easy.
because that's what I'd most likely have on me. I mean, I guess technically I could bum something off Roland and ask Illustrate.
Yep, that's an option. Though, you're destroying whatever you bum off them.
No, I know. I'm gonna go with Sayanine.
Destroys the artifact.
It consumes the
Offering.
material component, yeah.
Hmm. No wonder I never see clerics prepare that.
Yeah, because the other one's better.
Commune's way better.
So much better.
Okay, and so the question, so you want to ask someone in chat? Like in the Discord?
Yeah.
I have one quick question before I... Well, one more quick question before I continue. This is phrased as a yes or no question.
Yeah, I realized after the fact, but I honestly don't know that I can think of another way to put it to be more...
Alright, that's perfectly fine.
descriptive.
I'm just making sure that this is what you're happy with.
Yeah, to offer a more open-ended answer, that is.
Are you able to get answers other than yes and no?
Yeah,
Yes,
short
that's the
phrase,
one
rhyme,
advantage to
or
divination.
open. Yeah. I mean, I could ask, what are the risks of waiting? Like, what risks may come into play from this course of action?
If you can get non-yes or no's, I think that's a much better
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
A much better question. I was
It's
running
starting
under
to
the
ask
assumption
about
that it had to be a
that,
yes or no.
No, that's the one downside
no.
of commune by comparison.
I had that thought, and then I had a different thought, and they canceled each other out. So anyway, let me edit.
Getting yes and no is still really powerful, so I'm not
Yep.
displeased.
Especially since all the examples it gives for answers from divination are cryptic, whereas yes and no is going to be very, well, not very, but fairly straightforward.
Maybe. Been bamboozled.
So, which question are we going with? See, there's typing. Okay, I will wait.
God damn it. I feel like how we just said it was good, but what were the specifics of how we just said it?
What are the risks of waiting to talk to Eric?
I need to Google something real quick to try and come up with a decent answer for this.
I feel like I'm unsatisfied with that just slightly for some reason I can't put my finger on. But I give up.
I mean, our whole purpose was to very quickly assess that waiting was not going to get people hurt. So the fact that we've spent this much time on it already is already concerning. It was supposed to be the, alright, you know, we've got 4 more hours to wait. Are we going to have more problems with this thing before then? Should we be, like, going and kicking that door down and stopping something? And already it's been a while. That's why Roland was trying to hurry you along to an answer to this.
No, I know. I also feel, though, like, time is not direct translation from us, because Melisari would be coming up with this significantly faster than my dumb ass is right now.
Possibly.
Probably.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. But probably.
Alright.
We could maybe do an in-check for it.
So, you're going with the second question?
Yeah, what are the risks?
Alright. Rotted tower seeks its mark. When it strikes is unknown.
What tower seeks its mark?
Rotted.
Rotted.
Rotted?
Yes.
She looks frustrated.
I'm so happy we did this.
Are you being sarcastic?
No. It's very funny to me.
Great, thanks. I'm glad my frustration amuses you.
So little does in this world anymore.
No, sorry, he looks very annoyed. And repeats what, I just heard.
Is it like a... Is the Rotted Tower a place you have been?
GM, can I think of anything that would refer to?
Make a religion check.
Motherfucker. 13.
I don't think so. However, Roland, make a religion check.
Yay.
And, what would you call it? Aurelion, you may as well, if you so desire.
Let's see if the priest can succeed at religion.
Oh, yeah.
It's always so frustrating that religion is an intelligence skill and clerics don't get intelligence. They have no reason to build intelligence. I got a dirty 20.
Alright.
And I got a 14.
Okay, so then Roland. Despite your seclusion due to his activity in the area, you are familiar with that as one of the alternate titles for Vecna.
Oh.
Well, more specifically, Lord of the Rotted Tower.
I see, I see. I guess after asking if that was a place on the other side, then he'd say, wait, hold on. This sounds familiar. Rotted Tower. I know this one. The Whispered one. The god of undeath, Vecna.
Melisari pales the moment you say the whispered one.
I studied many of the gods as I was fleeing from Luz over these past centuries, before I found my way to Illustray, and I had heard this title, this Lord of the Rotted Tower, in my travels. So, this premonition, this omen that you have received, indicates that threat comes from him. What was it again? The Rotted Tower strikes what?
The rotted tower seeks its mark. When it strikes is uncertain. Right, that was what it was.
I think I said unknown, but regardless, it's the same.
Oh, okay.
So likely this this spell, this effect that we have just dealt with, it being channeled through Eric, means that he is some tool of Vecna, who is trying to accomplish some goal. Whether that involves us or not, I do not know. Does this sound correct?
She just kind of nods. She's in a bit of a daze.
I think it sounds like that if you translate that, the answer is basically, I don't know.
Well, the answer is Vecta's doing shit. We don't know how soon.
Yeah.
But if it is listed as a risk of waiting, it is an indicator that Vecna intends to potentially act through Eric or one of us.
Although that raises questions too. Is Eric the mark? Or is someone here the mark?
I am not
Us,
the mark.
perhaps, since, you know, Nightmare came looking at us.
Is
Or
this
there's Ira.
Nightmare? Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were trying to indicate that Nightmare herself was some agent of Vecna.
No. Just that she was influenced by this and came and showed us. We may also benefit from speaking to the gnomes if anyone else had any interesting happenings.
I feel like we are an interesting happening.
You know that's not what I mean.
Then, yes, we should look into this. It says that Vecna's designs are a risk, so then, knowing that from your omen, shall we go and check on these people now? Or do we risk waiting the next few hours for them to awaken naturally?
I'm going to cast Detect Magic again and maybe do a walkabout the village. I don't know if that is sufficient, but that's a start, as I see it.
I mean,
She looks drained despite the nice 4-hour rest.
As you announce that you'll try that, he says, perhaps this is, an indicator that casting commune now is a good idea. I can get some more specific answers. I am not limited to one casting of commune per day, just one that is guaranteed to work. I can always try again, once we have further information.
I forget, does commune just fail if it fails, or...
Yes, there is no adverse effect, other than that each time you fail to cast, the chance of failure grows. So there's only 3 or 4 times you can try to cast it before it is guaranteed to fail every time.
Yeah.
Yep, you can have at most 4 casts a day.
Although I just had a funny thought regarding, divination. Oh, no, never mind. It's a random reading if it's cumulative, or if you fail it.
Yeah, divination's useful once per day.
Yeah. No, because I was thinking if it was a lie, you could then cast it 2 more times to get a guaranteed fail. And then you know whatever that was. Anyway, regardless. It would have been a fun cheaty bit if not for the fact that it's random, not false.
Random, that was...
The cost of a divination failure.
Ah. So, shall I cast commune now that we have heard that the enemy in this case is likely to be Vecna? I can ask some specific question, yes or no, about his involvement here, and if his power still remains. I might even ask, since I get 3 questions, if the target of this power, of his design, is one of us or someone in this village. These all seem like reasonable questions.
They do.
No, sorry. Kind of absent-mindedly nods.
Very well, I will quickly draw up 3 questions. Give me just a moment. He will take out a parchment, inkwell, and quill, and start scratching out questions. Oopsie. Which I will enter into Discord.
Wow, I just thought of a very sad something.
What'd you think of?
The, item ability. You see a vision of a person from a future in which you didn't intercede. And you could potentially from that learn, if your lack of involvement could have gotten someone killed. As your future party member demands to know where the hell you were. See, these are the kinds of things that fuck with your head when you use divination magic. Don't fuck with it.
I think you're well past that, my friend.
Yeah, Melisari says as she decidedly fucks with it. Frequently. No, you know, do as I say, not as I do. It's a very Melisari phrase. Don't invade people's minds. Don't fuck with the future.
Okay, I write out these 3 questions. The first question I would use to determine if this is in fact Vecna that was influencing Eric last night. Saying, was the mist coming from Eric, which was stopped by Remove Curse, caused by Vecna or his power? 2 and 3, I have stated Vecna, but in parentheses here you see I can change this in case the answer to the first question is no, because these are questions I would still like answered regardless. It says, does Vecna, or the entity that caused the mist, if not Vecna, still have power over Eric? And finally, does Vecna have designs involving someone in this party, or if you think that is too specific, we can say in the Gnomish village, though that is quite broad.
Yeah, that's a little too broad. I think in this party would be more.
But it allows us to be... I have concern for people in the village, so I wanted to suggest it. So as not to seem entirely selfish.
I mean, I think the answer to the divination question effectively tells us that, yes, he has designs on someone in the village presently.
Very well. Then these are the questions that I suggest. Please, Aurelian, Miss Melisari, if you think this is good, I will cast a spell, otherwise suggest me questions to replace.
I have no complaints about them.
Aurelian?
That's fine.
Very well.
Hear these questions.
Eh? The questions are listed in chat. Y'all good over there, Jeb?
I'm reading the last question.
Oh, okay.
Is the entity close the close the mist in brackets in case the answer to the first question is no?
I'm sorry, I was reading a message. I need that repeated one more time. My brain didn't.
If the answer to the first question is no, yes, we default to the stuff in the parentheses.
Yes. Yeah, correct.
The answer is no, yes.
If the answer is no, then the answer to his question is yes. We default to the stuff in parentheses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do still want to cast Detect Magic, though.
I saw that Sam had started writing a message. I know that he was going to comment on use of Commune, since his character in my campaign has to do it a lot.
I'm so glad he took my suggestion so we could abuse him.
I mean, it's been super useful.
It's too powerful.
It's super powerful.
I was gonna say something else and I can't remember what it was. Oh, right. Yeah, no, I do want to cast Detect Magic because I technically am still not certain that we actually got rid of the mist. If you recall correctly. That hasn't actually been confirmed.
Yes.
Alright, you fast casting or slow casting?
I can only slow cast.
Okay. Do you guys wait for her to cast, or do you cast, like, commune in tandem, or...
I will kind of put up a finger as we, like, get ready to cast, and then share with the party. Technically speaking, I don't know that the mist is gone. Would you like me to check that before?
I think checking for the mist sooner rather than later is a good idea. So, like, while I was writing out the questions, you could be...
Yeah. Because that was something I had wanted to do anyway.
Yeah. We'll just say that during the... I wrote out my questions during the 10 minutes you were casting.
Sounds good. I need to practice being smart. That's such a dumb way of putting it. But you know what I mean, though.
I only know how to be smart.
Fuck you.
I can't sympathize with your problem.
Fuck you. If I want to get real technical, I also only know how to be smart.
A smart ass. Oh.
I mean, yeah. I think that applies more to you than it does to me, though.
Maybe.
I called you a smart ass.
You did! My smartness divined that.
I'm tired. I
Indeed.
have gotten far too little sleep over the last 2 days. It was worth it!
Mm-hmm.
So worth.
Were you just rereading a book?
Oh. The voice chat yesterday took out a lot of my, awakeness.
Voice chat.
Focus on your DM stuff, DM.
Well, I was still waiting to figure out, I never, maybe I missed it, but I never heard if it was being...
Sorry, yeah, no, I casted Detect... Oh my god, I can't talk. You're saying that I casted Detect Magic as a ritual while Roland was working on his questions.
Okay. Cast it, you finish, and there is no mist.
Okay. I'm going to say... I do not see any mist outside. I can go on a light jog over to Eric's cabin, or the healing cabin, or however we want to call it, and see what there is to see there. In fact, yes, I think I'll do that. And she doesn't actually jog like she said she was going to, but she does take long, quick steps. She does a little power walk.
As you walk out, Rollins is going to be looking up from his paper like, you don't want to know the answers? Yeah, alright.
We share a telepathic link, she says through the telepathic link.
Alright, be careful. And I'm going to begin my casting, since this is prepared. And it is a ritual spell. I'm going to cast it ritualistically, so it will take 11 minutes.
Alright.
Definitely enough time for me to get to the hut and back.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
easily.
Yes. So,
I
You
peek
get
in the
the hut.
window like a creep.
you get to the hut and you do your stalker thing. Mist seems to be gone from where you've looked.
Excellent. No mist. Love it. And I will take a more leisurely stroll back.
Alright.
I'm going to get myself a cup of water from the bar in here with which to cast my spell.
Okay.
That way I'm not shaking the walls with a divine voice.
I will say that yours, even without the water, doesn't shake. Illustrator's voice always has come as a whisper.
Yeah.
So either method's fine as far as keeping the noise to a minimum.
Alright then. I will cast, and I will ask my questions.
Alright.
Question 1. Was the mist coming from Eric, which was stopped by Remove Curse, caused by Vecna, or his power?
You'll hear a nearly imperceptible yes.
Very good. Question
And
2.
what feels like a slight breeze kind of starts blowing through the building. The open windows. They don't have much for glass.
Oh, breeze. I heard broodiness and I was like, wow, Illustrate's broody.
Does
She's salty
Vecna
of us not going to
still
hurt her.
have power over Eric? She's got a lot to brood about.
Unclear.
Clear. And finally, does Vecna have designs involving someone in this party, as in among the three of us?
Well, I double check a thing.
No one from the original party.
So fucking sad. Like, I joined in, like, what, around 30?
I think so.
And I'm the closest thing we have to an original party member.
When
And
did
that's just
we
depressing.
trade out Thomas for Thomas?
Like, right after I joined, we
Oh.
got to Mistal, we
at the,
met Muhammad, and he said, okay, well, I had my question answered, and left.
Gotcha.
I don't know if he was even
Yep.
there for the. Well, I guess never mind. You all remember it that way. So never mind. I'm wrong. Moving on.
Yeah.
Back
Designs
to
involving
what
one of
I
our
was
party
reading.
members.
Yep, I am just double checking the exact wording of commune.
Yes, no, unclear. Or, if none of those really does it, they can say something a little bit longer but cryptic.
This isn't exactly cryptic, but that's still what we're trying to get. So we'll just get not currently, the last one.
Okay. Not currently.
So, well,
Interesting.
one thing I want to clarify as a GM, because I feel like this bill will go a little bit off of intent. When you say the party, I assume that doesn't include, like, there's just the three of you that includes.
Yes, it's
Okay.
just the three of us that includes.
Cool.
Because as
Then
you
we'll-
say, we don't know about Ari's character when she's not here.
Indeed.
So, yes, that is just the three of us. I will even place that into the message as I was stated.
Alright, you have your answers. What do you wish to do with them?
Well, I will look to Melisari, who I imagine was here for the casting, so that she could get there and back easily.
Mm-hmm.
And say, that confirms that the power we stopped speeding out of Eric was caused by Vecna. He may also still be a pawn in Vecna's plans, though that is not entirely clear yet. And currently, none of us is the target of Vecna's desire. But that could change, apparently. So that's fun.
That's really useful information.
Honestly, it is. If it's unclear if he's still under the effect of Vecna's power, then he is probably not currently a threat, otherwise it would be more clear that he is under Vecna's power. So I think...
I already meant the last one.
Oh, the last one, no, yes. Yes, unfortunately that isn't super helpful, because any of us could cross paths with Vecna at any point in our lives, and that could be covered by that answer. I agree. But if we go to speak with... I think that this at least has made me feel confident that we have some time. We can wait for Eric to wake up. And then question him. And if we have more questions, then we can try to cast Commune again. Does that sound good to everyone, or do you want to explore more questions now?
I will add an addendum because I just thought of a significantly better answer to question 3.
Okay.
Puts it a little bit more in the cryptic territory, but possibly more useful. You get back the words thin ice.
Well, that's
What?
certainly more cryptic.
What was it?
Thin ice.
Ah. Basically, if we keep meddling, he's gonna have designs for us.
Well,
My guess for that, what that means.
then perhaps we should just assume the answer is yes, because I do not think that any of us intends to stop meddling. Yes?
Sorry, I was updating my doc. I was trying to figure out how to do strike through on Google Docs, and I gave up. Militari's just smirking in response to none of us stopping.
Alright. If there is no particular question here that we wish to expand on with another commune, I think then I will spend the next while until the gnomes rise, patrolling and watching for ill omens. Anyone may join me if they wish.
Military staying put. She did the patrolling she wanted to do.
Aurelion, do you wish to go with Roland?
Yeah, I'll go with Roland. Right, I can't control.
As they go, she'll just say, "Have fun, boys."
Bye-bye, boys. Have fun storming the castle.
Is something wrong with your Steam Deck or something?
No, it said something about being sent to a different board or something.
What?
Just to gather peoples.
Weird. I will do that.
He has been sent to the space between boards.
That's it.
Oh, so you just crashed out of the board. You're gonna need to restart the program.
Ah. Alright.
The space between boards is its version of somewhat softly handling a crash. So you, well, he reboots. You guys go on patrol. Melisari, is there anything that particularly you want to be doing while they're off storming the castle?
I'm gonna be just writing in my journal, looking through the books that I picked up down in the temple, etc. And
Alright.
trying to not think about Vecna.
Well, that's quite easy. If you try not to, you will immediately stop. I know it's not very comforting to the player, but yeah, no, that is in fact what happens.
Okay, try, but not really, because let's be real. Some part of her wants to keep thinking about this.
But Vecna doesn't want to be thought about.
Too bad. He shouldn't have fucked with me.
Pretty sure it was the other way around.
Nope. He destroyed the tablet we needed. He, didn't actually send some minions after us, but you know what? He sent some minions after things that we were doing.
And you stole his cleric, or a cleric to be.
We did, didn't we?
Among other things, which I will keep to myself.
I did all the things.
Also, Melistari is still attributing that sending to Vecna. Some way, somehow, that sending she got was from Vecna. She hasn't found a convincing reason to think otherwise.
But is it possible that you were just obsessed with Vecna?
Definitely possible.
Maybe you should marry Vecna.
Fuck that. He's gross.
After the
Hate him.
marriage.
Oh god.
Rats. Alright, so, yeah, I think that, with Aurelion, Roland is going to be very literally patrolling the village and just, watching and listening for anything that seems wrong or out of place. Roland seems glad to have Aurelion with him. Was there something you wanted to talk specifically to Roland about, or shall they just chat as compatriots?
I think it'd be just chatting.
Okay. Very good. Then they talk of light matters while they patrol.
Alright. So, this seems like a cue to move to morning.
Wait, hold on. No, I'm kidding.
So, allow me to shed some light on the situation.
Har har.
Figure out why it's so... Oh, that... I almost asked a really dumb question.
What was a dumb question? I like dumb questions.
No.
No such thing as a stupid question.
Yes, there is. Such
Only
as...
people. What?
Such as... Why is it so foggy?
Why did you make it foggy?
Because of the fog, that was the point. Yeah, now I just need to try to remember where it goes. It says there's none. Okay, I thought
Oh,
that
bye.
was none.
Hello, fog.
No, it's just...
Misty morning.
Oh, I think I know what this is. I think it might just be my settings not being fully put back to how I had them before when I was on my laptop. Because on that thing, I pretty well cranked it to potato.
Potates.
Alright. That's probably a little bit brighter than I want, but it'll do. So, people are up, daytime is happening.
What?
I said people are up and daytime is happening.
Yay, so nothing weird was going on during our patrol.
You did not see anything out of the ordinary.
Alright. And I think by that time, we would find our way back to the tavern to collect Miss Melisari.
Who started eating breakfast as soon as the gnome was awake. Or who requested breakfast pretty much as soon as he was awake. And at the bar.
Yep, as well. Yep, pretty much as soon as it opens, you will be permitted to order yourself some breakfast.
Coming back in, I think that we'll then would push open the door, step inside, and say, "The fog is rolling in thick this morning. Is it usually so misty around here?"
What?
He's saying to the bartender.
Okay.
For the record, if there is actually mist on the board, and I'm not just crazy, that's not intentional. But if you want to just be commenting on the weather, go for it.
He was asking about the weather.
It happens every once in a while. There's some fairly watery areas that nearby that can mist up if there's a good wind. Get
Poor
blown this
Aurelio.
way.
Am I on the roof again?
Yep.
Yep.
Good to know. In any event, I will also order some breakfasting food. How much do I owe?
Presume it's something fairly basic. It's worth silver.
A silver? I have no silvers. I will give him a gold piece. And then hopefully I will have change.
You'll get back 8 silver pieces.
Okay, so you charge me 2 silver.
Yeah, 1 for the meal, 1 for making change.
He's just going to look at the coins in his hand and say, I guess that's how things work on the surface. I'll make sure to exchange more next time to make the price more worth it.
Sorry, miscounted. Toss you the other one.
Very well. He was more confused by it than bothered, just because it wasn't something that had been discussed and he didn't know that it would happen. I mean, he has an obscene amount of money right now, so losing a silver piece is not hurting him.
I know that, and you know that, but does he know that?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know how much he talks to the guy I sold all that stuff to. I don't know how much he knows about how wealthy his buddy was.
Well, that last part you would know about. Whether or not he's talked to that guy, in sense, is likely, well, it probably did not happen, that's what I was trying to say. Because, let's just say he's been busy. So. You guys are here, eating breakfast.
Bacon pancakes,
yep.
making bacon pancakes.
Alright, so you eat, and what would you like to do next?
Take some bacon, put it in a pancake.
Check on Nightmare.
Bacon pancakes.
make some pancakes for Nightmare. I'm kidding.
Sure. We'll check on Nightmare.
So you go and check on her. And so-
Where'd we lose Aurelion?
It is probably the most comfortable horse I have ever seen.
yeah, she's fine. Sorry, 1 second. Nosebleed.
Oh dear.
Okay. And I have that clogged. You're checking on Nightmare, and while she definitely could be up and leave if she had to, she's still sleeping for now.
Well, she looks fine. Then we should talk to Eric now.
Assuming he's awake.
Yes. I do assume that.
But she did just shrug as she was saying that and turn toward the direction they'd need to go. It wasn't her suggesting they not do it.
And then to Eric.
Right. I finally fixed the crooked houses.
Yay. I imagine it wasn't too hard. It looked like it was just a portion that you had to select and then move up.
Yeah, I was just worried about other things that might have been somewhat off, but no, it was just a select and raise. Well, then lower for one part, but yeah. Anywho, you guys all head over.
Canuck.
Alright. You knock. And you'll...
If it's supposed to be brighter, it hasn't been applied to the board, just so you know.
Gosh. Thank you.
Yay!
Well, there it is. I was wondering if it was just a very
Yes.
dark morning.
I got distracted by what I thought was fog when I went to press it and then never pressed it. Yep, that is what happened. Alright. You go, you knock, and you'll hear the good doctor. Wait, just a moment. She'll come and open the door once I get my slider where it's supposed to be.
Oh, he's gone. He's dead! Oh, there he is.
Here to see your, friends, I assume.
Yes, we would like to speak with Eric if he is awake.
Not currently, but he seems to be sleeping fairly, lightly. So, I'm sure you could wake him. So, I'll, be outside, just in case.
This is a good idea. Thank you, and sorry
I
again.
think Table needs an exorcism. Sorry.
You think who?
I think the table needs an exorcism.
I think the bed and also the pillow need an exorcism as well.
See? Fuck all of you. I gotta go and put these back in the...
Actually, all of
my
the
God.
furniture. The
Yeah,
bearskin
that's part
rug
of-
made it okay.
Part of the fixing.
I like thinking that the bear is levitating that pillow with its mind.
It's going to attack! Much like the tree.
Bacon pancakes! Anyway.
Bacon pancakes.
Okay.
That's what it's gonna take.
Alright.
Bookshelves.
There we go. What?
Book. Shelves.
Oh. Yeah.
Because these are the things that matter.
Indeed.
It bothered me, at least.
It's destroying my immersion. I feel like I'm in some magic land instead of in a magic land. Wait.
Because I can excuse dragons and talking to gods, but not floating bookshelves.
Absolutely.
I mean, actually, that is kind of legit for this. But anyway.
So,
Wait, I thought there was a... Oh, no. Never mind.
what?
I misremembered where the window was.
Alright, so. Now what? You have the house relatively to yourself.
I'm gonna poke him.
Alright, at the sharp end of the blunt end.
With a finger.
Fair enough.
Poke.
Yeah.
Poke.
After you poke him a few times, he'll start to stir.
Poke, 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 poke. Poke.
Oh, wrong button, sorry. Yeah.
Poke.
I'll get up and kind of like sit on the edge of the bed.
I should have cast Detect Thoughts before waking him up.
It took me a moment.
I know.
Still could.
Yeah, I will. I have trust issues,
Alright.
apparently.
Are you going to cast it as a spell or a ritual?
I can only cast it as a spell.
Okay.
So, he gets up and says, "Ah, it's you up. What day is it?"
Thursday.
Ah, good. Then I wasn't out as
The 12th.
long as I thought. Oh, well, that changes things.
You've been asleep for a few days. Several, actually. We went and investigated the ruin while you were out. We came back and you were still out. But tell me, Eric, was it?
Yes?
Have you had any dealings in keeping secrets for anyone? Or creating them? Or destroying knowledge in any way?
No? He looks at you just kind of confused.
You've never involved yourself in the following or seeking of the Rotten Tower?
A what?
Have you heard of the Whispered One?
Seems to scratch his head for a second. Oh, yeah, that I've heard.
And
Am I getting anything from Detect Thoughts during this inquiry?
Just see that he is dealing with a bit of brain fog from having just woken up. So his thoughts are fairly muddled.
Sluggish.
But I can't. I don't really know exactly what you're thinking, but you'll get him trying to like figure out Wallace been asking why are they asking that. What could this matter? How was I asleep for like a week? He wasn't asking himself questions trying to figure out what's happening.
Can you think of any reason that someone from within the following of the Whispered One would think to deal with you?
Well, I have one. As I mentioned when you first found me, I have a mix of magics at my disposal.
Yes, you had been failing to sleep, was it? So that you could wield magical power?
Yes, but aside from that, part of what enabled me to attempt that was having access to both divine and arcane spells. Something that's there aren't exactly a lot of spellcasters in the world, and there are even fewer that can do that. So that could be of interest, but that's the only thing I can think of.
And by what means did you come to this ability, to both? You said that you had a patron who is giving you the arcane magic.
Yes. No. It's all a bit complicated, but
All of it's complicated and it is not natural. You did something, you made deals or you studied esoteric knowledge to accomplish this. Is that correct?
sort of. I want to do my best to explain. Way long ago, I don't remember, somewhere up on my father's side, someone had gained quite a bit of favor with a celestial. Their name was lost to the family, but as a result of that, occasionally, dad's side of the family would give birth to sorcerers. So that's where a fair bit of it comes from, as sorcery itself is typically arcane, but it's coming from a divine source. So things are a bit different.
Divine sorcery.
Yes, and I, being one of them, took an interest in finding who had start this. Not sure what to call it, but
Who banged the Celestial?
yeah, pretty much. Well, more specifically, the celestial that was banged, as you put it. And after a great deal of time, I was able to find them. Well, find their name and get in contact. And that is where the pact took place, along with, well, warnings.
Wait, what was that last thing he said?
Warnings.
Okay, yes, I heard the last word, but I need the phrase leading up to it.
That he had found the celestial that started his line. And he made a pact with them that came with warnings.
Gotcha.
That something was coming. And, well, they were trying to at least get some people ready. And, well, given I was already rather inclined towards their magic, I seemed like and willing to help. I seemed like a decent choice.
And did they tell you what this thing that is coming was? This celestial? Which deity they receive their life and power from?
They weren't able to be certain what it was. They got a sense from it from well, the best way was from a long ways off, from when it was rather distant in the future at the point when they saw it, which makes it difficult to pin down.
So they saw a future event, and they wanted to be ready for it to come to pass, or to stop it?
Both. Attempted to stop it, but be ready for it should they fail.
And you said you tracked down the Celestial who gave you this information. Who does the Celestial serve?
Let me do a quick pull up of my deities list to make sure I have the name that I'm thinking of.
He had previously mentioned Corellin.
That is what I was thinking. I'm just trying to make sure there was something that makes a tad bit more sense.
Io?
I think I will stick with Corella.
Patron of art and magic.
Yes.
And so, it is because of this unique bloodline and your divine sorcery that you might be sought out by a follower of the Whispered One?
Possibly. My pact likely wouldn't be of much use to them, but my origins still would be.
The sorcery is part of your origins. The pact is something you made afterward.
Yes.
And you made this pact with this same celestial who is the cause of your sorcery.
Yes.
Yes. And so it is because of your rarity and your power that the Whispered One would seek to make you one of his secrets, perhaps.
It's possible. As I've said, and I imagine you know, people capable of casting magic aren't exactly common, and well, I don't know of another that could both heal and cast a fireball.
I know one. I believe that arcane clerics can cast fireball specifically.
No, they get magic missile. Light clerics, on the other hand, do get fireball.
Oh, was it light that gets fireball? Okay, I knew one of them did.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. I have in fact been fireballed by a cleric before.
I think there's not still a sun sun cleric then, is it? They just became the
No.
light cleric?
Yeah, light.
I thought
was
so. The light and sun used to be separate domains in 3.5. Anyway, that makes sense.
Yeah, but the 3.5 had a domain for everything.
It did. It was great. Uh, all of that seems well, and I could see the Whispered One wanting to keep the secret of such great power, but it's... I don't know enough about this. He's just kind of like spreading his hands before him and looking a bit to Melisari. It seems that the Whispered One was trying to work some power through you. We had to come to you last night during your sleep and stop this enchanting magic that was coming from around you.
Really?
I cast Remove Curse on you, and there was some explosion of power that upended this place. And when we checked in with, I prayed to my goddess Ilistray, and her agent told me that this power that was coming from you originated from Vecna himself, from the Whispered One.
You'll see his face get fairly pale, and Melisari, you'll hear him start to kind of internally panic.
What's he panicking about?
I mean, I'm trying to think of... Hard for me to put in specifics, but just the fact that something was, coming through him, possessing him, some other, highly detrimental process. All kinds of things that you don't want. So, pretty much just over the bad news that he has just received.
But not necessarily specific to Vecna, just
I mean,
general, what the fuck, something is doing shit through me.
yeah, well, it is somewhat specific to Vecna because it was so that that's who was doing it. But outside of that, no. So, what am I supposed to do about that?
Unfortunately, I don't know what you can do in the exact moment. I was hoping that you could help me to establish why this might be happening. If this is just a result, this mist, this enchantment effect, was just a result of Vecna trying to hide your existence, turn you into one of his secrets, then I do not know. I mean, you could seek aid, perhaps, from the temple of a god that is an enemy of the Whispered One. I could recommend a couple from there, but I would definitely get out of Elysium, first of all. Perhaps go to, what was this city of the gods that your friends went to? He says, looking at Melisari.
Wait, shit. Sorry, I don't know, I thought he was still talking to Eric.
He was looking for the name of the city of the gods.
The Isle of Heaven?
That is the one. The Isle of Heaven. He's going to be looking to Aurelion and Melisari headed there ourselves, are we not?
Are we? I don't actually remember. Was that where Eskel was? No, they were in Silver Embrace.
They're south of the Isle of Heaven in the deserty area with all the buttes.
The butts.
Yeah, the butts. Give me a second, my phone's ringing.
vision. Alrighty. Anything else that I can do for you?
Well, we are a bit concerned that you would be a threat to people around you, so accompanying us to the Isle of Heaven, where this thing can be figured out, would be a good thing to do for us.
Well,
I don't remember what I was gonna ask, but I was gonna ask something.
you know who you're going to ask?
Eric. God, Detect Thoughts is such a short spell. Anyway.
Yep. But we at least know he's not lying. At least as far as he's aware.
Do you remember anything? I mean, I know you were asleep the last few days, but any dreams, any discomforts?
It's somewhat hazy, but it wasn't exactly peaceful. Is there something specific you're looking for?
I mean, mostly anything pertaining to what happened last night. Or perhaps the prophecy you received. Vision. Better word than prophecy.
No. Not really, no. Just some general nightmares, nothing that seemed particularly specific.
When we had last spoke, I mean, perhaps the answer is already what we've spoken of, but there had been some conflicting thoughts regarding what came first, the chicken or the egg, so to speak. Your quest for power to combat this vision versus contacting the celestial that gave you the vision. Do you know what drove you to seek out the celestial in the beginning?
Well, I had originally been interested in just who it was that had started my line, and to meet them. So, I suppose what originally drove me was curiosity.
Yeah. Just kind of nodding.
After the meeting, and warning was received, then I moved with a fair bit more purpose.
Yeah. Had you heard of that power prior, or was this something that...
No.
came specifically from the Celestial or your own imaginings of the powers.
Could you clarify that second part?
Trying to think of how to better phrase it. I don't remember how much we knew of what he was actually trying to accomplish.
Do you mean what Eric was trying to accomplish?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking through old.
Unlimited power!
Thanks, Jafar.
Palpatine.
Okay, Lord Palpatine.
Senate?
It made me think of, Jafar. An all-powerful genie.
Itty bitty living space.
And so on. Casting greater respiration in infinite spell slots. So the power you were seeking was to be able to cast spells infinitely.
Well, not quite infinitely, but I was trying to store up power for as long as I could, while trying to collect objects and recruit people of interest that might be able to help.
Okay, gonna come back to that in a second. But that ability to gather power like that, was that something that you had heard of or theorized about beforehand, or did that come specifically as a result of meeting the Celestial, working with them?
As a result of meeting and working with the Celestial, without their additional blessings, it wouldn't be possible.
Well, yes, but I mean, did the idea for it come before or after?
After. It wasn't something I was aware of.
Okay. And now coming back to, I already fucking forgot. God damn it.
I guess I would be curious as what it was that made you want to seek a pact with this creature once you sought them out. You already had power through your bloodline.
It was less me seeking the pact than the Celestial once we had talked. I was a prime candidate for something that they were wishing to work towards, and I wanted to work towards that goal as well. So
And that goal was the prevention of this problem far in the future.
Yes.
What kinds of people and artifacts and such were you recruiting? Just anything powerful?
Just not anything we could find, and people that were relatively strong by themselves, that we could move in smaller, quieter units, more or less, and to keep things somewhat quiet, so as not to play our hand, as it were.
Play your hand as in tip off whatever may be.
Whatever it is, orchestrating the events.
Yeah, that's the word.
Well, I suppose the only other thing I really want to know, besides are you going to go to the City of the Gods for the safety of these people here and anybody else around you until this Vecna thing is figured out? You would be, do you know when this future problem is supposed to occur, and is there any way we can help avoid it, or what it is, even?
Oh. That's the main problem. We know the effects, but not the cause. In the vision that was seen, the entire world had been turned on its head. The Isle of Heaven laid in ruins, with the statue of Bahamut having 4 more heads grafted onto it. Drow roaming the surface. Sorry. Elves in cages. Monsters everywhere. It was like the entire order of the world had been flipped. And we still have a fair bit of time. About 5 years, if I have my dates right.
That's not very much time.
For something that large, no, but it's not a small amount of time either.
I've already been around for over 500 years, and no such catastrophe has befallen. So for it to be coming on only 5 years' notice is terrifying.
It is a fair point. I don't have quite that perspective on things.
What is it that you were going to do to abate this, to prevent it from happening? Besides amassing this massive amount of magical store of energy, or was that your entire plan, was to amass a huge amount of magical power and just expend it all at whatever came to you?
That was my portion of the plan. There are others, but with my ability to store more magic than others, my goal was to more or less try and hoard it along with whatever we'd find that seemed to be of use, so that when a solution was found, or at the very least the likely cause was identified, you would have resources plenty to throw at it.
And why Elysium?
Well, there's a great bit of turmoil here, and a war between
The undead.
well, the undead and the previous deity and a new one. It seemed like a place where upheaval could strike somewhat readily, or at least move less detectably, as there's already so much going on.
But why not go to a place where divine power is already amassed and convince others there of the need for this a place where you could be protected and even aided in gathering this power by the people there, the followers of Corellin or Bahamut or whomever would want you to succeed.
Well, I'm backed by a celestial. It's a far cry different from a deity, in that while these omens being so grave, most don't want to believe them being vague and distant from most. Some look to other places to try and get confirmation, and with it being as hazy as it is, can't get.
I cannot
More
imagine.
bluntly, it's hard to get.
I cannot imagine that beings as powerful and long-lived as Corellin or Bahamut would hear such dire premonitions from one of their own agents and think, that is not something I need to worry about.
Less. Well, can't speak for them, but their followers, on the other hand, always taking comfort in the uncertainty.
Believing that because it's possible that it will not happen, that they can treat it like it will not happen.
Those I've been able to ask, yes. Or that the plan isn't concrete enough, which I can't blame them for that. But we have to start somewhere.
Indeed. I am not the only one worried by this, right? He says, looking to Melisari and Aurelion.
Right now, what we chiefly need is information. And of that, I am sorely lacking.
What kind of information? He's going to look a little bit suspicious at this.
Well, ideally, we'd love to know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and why. But anything even remotely related to that, I suppose, what could lead to that? Just there's any lead as to what we might be able to do to prevent this cataclysm.
Alright. And where are you going to seek this information?
No. I'm in the process of going over old ruins of which information could have been lost, which Elysium somewhat lends itself to, being rather aggressively inhospitable, for most anyways, as he kind of looks around.
So, search the past to predict the future?
That was my plan. Then I wake up from camping one night and find some goblin or something else ran off my bag of diamond dust, which led to problems.
And the diamond dust was for a spell?
Greater restoration, which is what's in combat my lack of sleep.
Ah.
I just suddenly thought about how long this guy must have gone without sleep, and I got tired for him. Out of character.
Well,
But also Melisari's thoughts. But out of character.
as far as lack of sleep with the downsides, that would be about 6 days. Other than that, that's a much larger number.
Yeah.
Are there other questions I can answer? No. My responses have been not vague might be the right word for it. I'm not entirely sure, but
We plan to
Yeah.
head south and leave Elysium. If we leave Elysium, you are going to what? Head to the ruins, to the Forgotten Fortress, to the ruins to the west of it. Is that what you seek to do?
I might do that before I leave, but my perhaps not next, but a goal I think to soon is to go to the Outlet Heaven and see if they can't help with this problem you've found.
I
Who knows?
believe.
Perhaps I'll learn something.
Yes, I believe they are. If you will give them your trust to investigate your claims, to perform their communes and speak with their gods and their angels and such, they should be able to determine that what you say is true and find a way to help you. At least that is what I believe. That is what Illustre seeks for me.
Yes. Well, most of this is not good news. You have given me one very good piece of news. You've found what is a perhaps interesting, or perhaps useful piece of information as to who might be trying to pull the strings. Because now that I think about it, that could also be another reason Vecna would have interest if he's the one with the plots and plans. We had been hoping it was something smaller that had snowballed, but it starts that large, it would explain why things are so drastically different.
And also how it could happen over such a short period, given his proclivity to secrets.
It has been in the making for quite a long time, in secret.
It certainly makes more sense than such a dramatic change over such a short time.
I had suspicions that it had been simply this Tiamat, given the vision that Eric described, but if she is not working alone, then yes. Quick and brutal would be much more accomplishable with teamwork among the gods that seek change.
Yes.
Yes, then it seems you have your goal, we have ours, and according to you, we have 5 years to figure out your goal, so I think that we will focus for now, he says again, looking to Aurelian and Melisari, on the things that most concern us in the immediate present. But I will wish to return to this once we accomplish those goals.
Well, I'm not sure where I'll be, but I imagine you'll have ways to contact me.
Now that we know each other, Eric. Yes. You may call me Roland. I don't know how much you remember from when we met you a week ago, so just in case.
Nice to meet you again, Roland. No, however, so you put out him to shake or not, but he will, at the very least.
And, if you have a way, contact me if you get into trouble or learn anything more about this cataclysm that I might be able to help with.
If I find something, I will do my best to let you know. Hopefully I will see you again in the not too distant future.
Very good.
I just dropped something in the chat to see if you remembered and had thought more about that. As that could be relevant here.
It is something you can ask about, but it's not something that I don't think he would see reason to mention.
Well, I mean, I was wondering if you had any more information for me regarding why the Celestial might look familiar. But I guess I will also bring up the
There's a
Void.
small chance I meant familiar in the other sense of the word. Or like the word that's very similar, as in like to kind of the
It looks like they
family.
are his familiar.
Yeah, like in that latter, like related, not familiar, but
Oh, you mean familial?
that's probably what I was looking for.
Ah,
I mean, it's possible that's what I was looking for. I don't quite remember because that was a little while back.
He means there's a familial resemblance between him and the Celestial.
nice. Bang bang.
Hell yeah.
Do you have you seen any such or We spoke to an agent or a previous agent of Vecna a while back that we steered off that course. Who mentioned that Vecna was looking for void rips. Does that sound familiar to you at all?
His
Where undead might spew forth from, if I recall correctly.
Face will kind of pale again. I don't really know what it is, but I've been seeing something like that in my dreams. I hadn't really considered it to be more than just, well, an overactive imagination, to put it lightly. But I have seen something that would fit that description. Thing.
Can you
There were
I
like,
want more information on it, but I don't know what information I want on it.
all right.
I'm so tired.
Uh, is there? Well, actually, Hill, I have a question for you. Why did you know about this? Like, why are you asking?
The relation through Vecna.
I guess I somewhat misremember the question you asked.
I said that we had run into a former agent of Vecna.
Right.
And brought up
Yeah,
the
okay.
Void Rips.
Yeah, my brain had
Carefully dodging the question that I think you were going for.
I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest.
Oh, the text bots that I used on
Oh,
him,
no.
like leaving.
No, he was just thinking. So okay, so then disregard his statement. My brain had changed the question.
Yeah.
Well, guess that's proof. That's what you're saying about Vecna and I having some sort of connection.
What do you see in those dreams?
They're hazy. The location was always, well, not quite the same, but always at least similar. Mountains and trees, not dissimilar to, I think, kind of setup and coloration not dissimilar to that which we'll find here in Elysium. Often, I never seen undead coming out of them, as you said, but they would vary in size, some smaller, some larger, but shouldn't it be more than one? Maybe 3?
As in specifically 3 undead coming out of the portal? As
No.
opposed to like hordes or...
No, he said he hadn't seen undead coming out, but he'd seen like 3 different rifts or locations that the rift is, or something like that.
Oh. Wait, I'm so confused now. Okay, so he said he didn't see undead coming out like I described, but saw them of 3 different sizes. The voids, 3 different.
Yeah. The rifts, more or less.
Yeah, that.
So 3 different sizes at 3 different locations. Similar but different. Some, I mean, like probably on the same, like the same continent, so that the geographical details are similar, but not like,
Yeah.
you know, next door.
No, sorry, he's rubbing at her head and face. I think that was it. I think those are all the questions I have. At least for the moment.
While it might be more difficult later, you can certainly send questions to me later and I'll do my best to answer. Does anyone else have any questions?
I think that Roland is satisfied.
Aurelia, you've been fairly
No.
quiet.
No, I have nothing.
Alright, then if there is nothing further, what would you guys like to start doing next? Well, actually, before that, I'll have one question for you, which is more or less that. What is it that you, like, where are you guys heading? You had mentioned some sort of pressing matters of your own.
We plan to leave Elysium. We have a friend we need to visit before we see to the next stage in our own quest.
Although now that we have a lead on the Void Rips and this all coming to pass, I'm wondering if... Well... No, we can we fixed the teleportation. I swear I've asked this like 3 times, but we
Yes.
fixed the teleportation circle in Forgotten Fortress. Okay, good. Well, in that case, my suggestion is moot. Because, you know, why am I going to argue against going to check in on people?
Wrong button.
I was about to say, oh god, we need to roll for initiative? We don't really have time for that.
I got this. I'll defeat them in one move.
Dispel curse.
No, flee.
Do a spin
Dimension door.
Actually, what level do I get my superpower at? Oh, I already have it. Ha 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 ha.
Yep, you got it as of this level.
Ha 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 ha.
Your superpower?
Divine intervention. Illustrate, please make this problem not a problem anymore.
Alrighty, so you plan to go and visit your friend, which makes me Eskel, and which was located somewhere down in the Dragonborn area, I think.
Yes. Silver Vambrace. Vambraces. Vambrakes. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm getting delusional.
Well, good thing we're 5 minutes out then.
Yeah. Although, do you remember if I ever discussed... I can't decide if this is Yes. Maybe? No, I'm sorry. We talked about the transcription of the tablet, right? That Vecna damaged? And
I'm
that's
pretty sure.
the reason you had sought out Illustrae regarding why she wanted you to go to the surface. And secrets.
It rings bells. We definitely did have that discussion. I'd have to go back and listen, though. I'm not piecing everything together at the moment.
That makes 3 of us.
Because it's like... Alright, hang on. Ah, shit!
I mean, Illustrae... Oh, Illustrae is a lesser-known deity, and she's not powerful because of it. We existed on the surface in secret for a while because it was dangerous, but that secret would still empower Vecna. And so there was a suggestion that one of the reasons we were being sought and attacked by agents of Vecna was that I was making my presence known to more people, which would make more people aware of Illustrae, which would weaken Vecna by removing a secret from the world.
Yeah.
A rather large one at that, given that it's literally a deity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's what you're referring to.
Yeah. It's just like, it's weird because I have this in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes after what looks like would be a response to that. It's weird. And also, like, I seem to answer it in there, so I don't know what I was doing there. Aren't notes so great and helpful?
Usually.
Okay, so those are 2 different thoughts. Let's see. Because I know exactly what that second line is about. Because there was... I don't know if it was part of a commune or something that I had Illustrae just do, but Roland had been warned that Vecna was... Well, his agents were after him. Because he was becoming less of a secret. And that
Oh, yeah, okay.
becoming well enough known would make it enough not a secret that's not really like recoverable.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So in short, go public.
Fight Vecna, go public.
Okay, yeah, I think I was just gonna discuss with Roland if that sounded like it made sense.
Sounds like Roland's response to that would be, yeah, that sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah. Or rather, just hang on. I need to piece together my thoughts about it. But we are, like, out of time.
No. And if we are at like 1 minute or less, depending on whose clock you're looking at, I'm gonna call it there.
Alrighty.
Pick up next time with either more conversation, a teleportation circle or something, or whatever else suits your fancy.
Pick up next time with more sleep. Alright, bye.
That's funny.
Stream or sleep is more good.